Need a motion? Yes, Mike?
Dudzik moves to adopt policy 3218.005, displays and postings in student environments with amended changes effective July 1st, 2026.
Kinnear will second.
Mike, you have the floor.
No further comments right now.
Any other board members? Cheryl?
I would like to see this moved back actually to committee like I had requested in the original motion. I went back and listened to the videotape and watched the videotape, and I made the motion like several times in the last iteration or last version of it. I did not say the word committee, even though I had said it twice before. I assumed it was going to go back to committee. I guess that's my fault, but I really feel that it needs to go back to committee since all of our policies have gone through committee. I don't agree with the changes that have been made.
Anybody else comments? Meredith?
I have a couple comments. So I was hoping after my comments last week that since I have found 4 more studies from the National School Association, the American Psychological Association, the Education Trust Study, about how having an inclusive environment really helps have a better schools, similar to what Mrs. Hibbler was actually speaking of in her comments, that a lot of what we've been talking about these past few months have been getting the reports from the schools, talking about our poor school rating through the high school. And so study after study shows that inclusiveness, the students get better GPAs, there's better attendance, better grades, better test scores, better graduation rates, better class participation, lower expulsions, all things that have continually come up on our discussion. And so it's not necessarily political. If we're really here to talk about the students, these are things that we've been working on as a board, that it's an easy fix to do it. It's also been brought to my attention from different constituents that there is also a concern with the way that the policy has been enforced, that it's not been enforced fairly. After the last meeting, there was a long time display that was asked to take down, which did say that it was all are welcome, and so that was asked to be removed, though it technically doesn't violate the policy. Yet there have been Easter displays shown in the schools and libraries, which technically do go against the policy, and they have not been asked to be taken down. Now, I just spoke that Easter was my favorite holiday right before this, so I'm not asking that we take all of these displays down, but I'm asking that we enforce these things fairly, or that we rewrite the policy so that it's more equitable.
Anybody else comments? Brianna?
I very much so stand by what I said at the last meeting, and I think that this conversation in general is frustrating, I think, just as a parent in the district, not only as a school board member, but I think to speak to what Meredith just said, to take down a sticker that says, can you tell me one more time what it said?
It said all are welcome.
Is obscene. I think that's wildly offensive, because what do we mean that all, like, you telling someone to take a sticker down that says all are welcome is, I think, very frustrating, because us taking that down means that we don't believe that, right? We don't think that's acceptable to put up a sticker that says all are welcome. I think this policy is being used and weaponized for certain reasons, and I think that's ridiculous. I absolutely think that this should be changed to, like, negative things, right? An alternative to this, and someone spoke to that this last meeting and this meeting, saying, okay, if it's negative, it's a problem. Absolutely, right? We don't want hate in our schools. We don't want negative connotations in our schools, but what we do want is things that say all are welcome, because why would we take down a sticker that says all are welcome? That I did not know about, and I appreciate you sharing that, Meredith, but I find that very frustrating. As somebody who is in a lot of protected classes, right? As your board member, I think that that's unacceptable, and so I don't agree with how this is worded. I don't agree how sticky this is getting. I don't agree that we think it's acceptable to take down a sticker that says all are welcome or anything like that. It is not negative. It is not wrong. It is true. Everyone is welcome in our schools, right? Is that not what we are? Is a safe space for everyone? This is a school of a lot of diverse backgrounds and beliefs and so on and so forth, and it should be. We live in a world where it should be. So I find that very frustrating, and so I think that this needs to be taken back and really thought through, and also it reflects our school and what we believe. And so that's something that this entire board needs to think about before they pass this, because you passing this means that you don't believe people all are welcome, and I think that is unacceptable.
Anybody else? Cheryl?
One other thing, Neola, who we have hired to do all of our policies, does not have a policy like this. This is our policy that we created. So I would like to hear more from Neola themselves as to why they don't have a policy. They have over 300 school districts of the 421 in this district, in this state, that they provide policy governance for. So I would like to hear from them. Why don't they? And that would be something that we could find out if this was back in committee.
Anybody else? Comment? All right.
I got one little statement. I think that, our purpose with hiring Neola was for them to review our policies and make recommendations to any changes that had to be done. And I'm not trying to put words in it, but I would imagine that something like this was probably discussed and perhaps reviewed, and they thought maybe add it to put any other language in our policies, something else. I think they probably, I would assume that they maybe thought there was no need to go any further down whatever alley you're trying to go.
Can I make a statement?
Sure. I'm just
I'm
assuming,
getting-
I'm not
I'm
putting
getting
words in
permission from the
anybody's
board
mouth.
president first, because
Yeah,
I don't
go
want to be called out of order. No, that statement, I believe, is incorrect. Neola has their own policies. That was very clear in our discussions when we went through the committee, is that they have their policies, and if we want to do anything different, then we take on that responsibility legal-wise. So it's really my understanding that they don't have a policy like this at all, because everything we did went through Neola. So if they had something, they would have provided that to us.
Anybody else? All right. Roll call. Kelly?
Yes.
Meredith?
No.
Mike?
Yes.
Cheryl?
Absolutely not.
Rana?
No.
Mark?
Yes.